I spent 24 hours analyzing Ro's entire marketing funnel, and what I found shocked me, because right now they're one of the most polarizing telehealth brands in the US. People are calling their Super Bowl ad with Serena Williams disgusting and dangerous, but despite all of that, their website traffic grew by 50% in just 3 months. Because behind the controversy, they're secretly using 3 genius strategies most telehealth brands haven't even considered. And as someone who's generated over $60 million in email and SMS revenue for telehealth brands, I'm going to be giving you the full breakdown. So let's start by talking about the Serena Williams situation. Alright, so just to give you the quick TLDR, basically on February 8th, Raw aired its first Super Bowl ad starring Serena Williams during the Super Bowl LX. And why was Serena the perfect choice for this? Well, they used Williams' status as this elite athlete to push the message that weight loss is not about trying harder, it's about all these other things, and why GLP-1s is like the perfect solution even in this kind of context. And you have access to this Miro board, so you're going to be able to see all of these videos on your own, so I'm not going to run these through right now. But basically what has happened is that Serena has lost 34 pounds on the treatment so far, and it's super strong social proof because of the amount, but also because of the face that she is and how big persona and status she has. And then obviously Raw has profited really well of this partnership. So according to their CEO, they've seen an increase of 50% in traffic, and obviously also with it a consistent increase in conversions. And all of this, it's been good for them, mainly, as we're gonna be talking about soon more, but all of this hasn't been without backlash. So what is the controversy behind this all? Basically the Super Bowl ad backlash is coming from a few different points and angles. But first of all, there's a conflict of interest. So basically Williams' husband, who is also Reddit co-founder Alex Ohanian, is an investor in Raw and serves on its board. And this was disclosed, but it still became a major talking point in the backlash. And obviously also the second thing is that critics branded the ad as disgusting and dangerous because people questioned why one of the greatest athletes of all time would promote GLP-1 weight loss drugs, accused of undermining the idea that the discipline and hard work lead to results. Because, as you can see here, people are saying like, devastated of this, if even a super elite can't have the correct body, where's the hope for the rest of us? And then there's videos of this, people reacting on it on Instagram. Again, I'm not gonna play this right now, but it came with its own huge backlash in general. So considering all of the backlash, was it worth it? And it seems to have had a primarily positive effect for Raw, but a little bit more negative for Serena maybe. Obviously she's profiting from it as well, but the kind of reputation issues there definitely been present. Anyway, the results in just 3 months, the initial campaign drove 50% in website traffic increase, as already mentioned. But yeah, that's pretty much the controversy, the current situation, the partnership with Serena Williams and how it has been going. But there's a lot more behind Raw. So let's go into the other parts after the controversy. So section number 2, let's talk about advertising strategy. And basically they continue to use Serena throughout their meta ads. So you can see the creatives here. Serena Williams is on Raw, join Serena on Raw. There's social proof, then there's like the process explanation, then there's obviously UGC as well, Serena's video here taken from their ad library. So they're using Serena all across the funnel on the ads. And then, why is this good? Because obviously often brands use a celebrity for one campaign and then they just like move on, they try different influencers and so on. But Raw has just made this partnership with Serena, keeping her as the consistent face across every meta ad, TV spot and out of home placement. So basically everywhere you go, everywhere you find out about Raw, you see them online, you see them on TV, you see them anywhere, Serena is there as well. And by the time someone sees a meta ad, they've obviously already probably seen the Super Bowl spot as well. And this familiarity across all the channels builds instant trust, which is one of the leading factors obviously for telehealth brands, healthcare brands in general, and especially at the top of the funnel, because you're not starting from zero every time. They already recognize you, they recognize the face of the brand, they associate those together and so on. And it creates congruency of course as well across the entire customer journey, because the same face on the ad appears also on the landing page and then on emails or wherever. Basically the same story stays consistent across the whole funnel, and it builds this congruency and familiarity and trust and all of these things. So then can we just take 2 seconds to appreciate this who can offer? This one is I'm actually gonna play right now just so you can see it and I can comment on it. So let's play it right now.
Would you rather pay $1,000 a month or $10 a month for GLP-1s? Roe checks your insurance for free to see if you're covered. So submit your insurance card.
So basically this is about the insurance coverage, and the hook, obviously the offer, the monetary benefit they're framing here is great. And obviously the fact that it's Serena talking about it is just adding to the powerfulness of this one. Now let's go into the section number 3, which is the same congruency that keeps going throughout their quiz funnel. So they come from the ads, they come to the website, and everywhere the same congruency. Serena is the face, the same kind of design style, Serena with the same kind of outfit and everything is there all the time. And here you can see Serena healthier and Raw in the quiz funnel, start your journey, and then you go into the quiz. There's also Serena still, which row option are you interested in, and then Serena's picture is behind it there. They also implement a couple more very smart strategies beyond just having her as the face of the brand. First of all, there's sales questions. So basically you can see here, because of my weight, select all of the statements that apply for you, and you can collect data of like how do they feel, all of their feelings, their behavior, how does this impact them, the pain points, the dream outcomes and stuff like that. You're going to be able to collect the information here. And then also on the second question here, my weight is negatively impacting my quality of life. Please rate your agreement with the statement. There's agreement, disagreement, and so on, anything in between. So they're collecting this type of questions, this type of data points from the questionnaire, and this obviously helps them understand their audience so much better. They have such a lot of traffic coming in that they have a huge bank of data telling them exactly like how do these people in general feel, and they have the data to understand how can they optimize their funnel further, but also they understand what people feel like. They can optimize their front-end funnel, their advertising creatives according to their pain points that people are mentioning here, and then going deeper down into the funnel, if they are doing email, they can also personalize the email content based on what people have responded here. Now, interactivity is another element here, so they make the quiz more engaging and feel more customized because of these kind of interactive elements they have. So for example, there's just the basic, we've got you, what's your starting point, so the height and the weight, and then continue. So this is basic. They enter their BMI basically with this information, and then after that they create a custom graph of like, okay, your current weight here, you would be losing this much on this much of time, and then at this point you would be this much lighter and healthier. So it's like a really interactive way to show, okay, if you start now, you're gonna be, there's a timeline, there's like a roadmap for you to get where you want to go, and it increases the likelihood of somebody actually going through the process if they have any objections of like, am I ready to pay for this or something, because they can actually see clearly visually like, this is where I'm supposed to be soon if I start it. Then there's abandonment. So when you don't finish the quiz, you don't just need to rely on like email abandonment only, like abandonment flows and stuff like that. I know more about as a lifecycle marketer, but you can also do that on the website, which is what I don't see a lot of brands doing. So basically when you don't finish the quiz, wherever you go on the site, they have the CTA at the top here in the banner to return to the quiz. So there's want to resume your online visit, continue, and then they can continue from the exact spot where they left off from instead of having to start all over, which reduces the friction significantly and increases the conversion and submit rate of this. So here you can see continue visit from the same point where they left off from. Then part number 4, this is about their email marketing specifically. Obviously, as someone who's generated over 60 million in email revenue, I'm confused, and let me explain to you why. We have been working with a lot of telehealth brands. We know the strategies to implement for these kind of clients, and for example, this specific case for Row, I signed up for their quiz, but I haven't been getting any kind of emails from them. So no abandonment follow-ups, nothing. Even though I signed up for the quiz, I didn't finish my order. There's been no kind of follow-ups. Obviously, there's also no pop-ups on the site to collect their leads who are not super high intent yet to finish the questionnaire, and there's no place to sign up on their site for the email list. Obviously, I don't blame them. They are a huge brand. They're crushing it on all of these other areas, and they definitely have the people coming in and everything on that front. At least the acquisition side really seems to be covered well, and they're crushing it. But finding a proper email marketing provider, whether it's in-house or whether it's an agency or whether it's a retention partner specifically, it's not easy, especially in the telehealth space. It's so specialized compared to just going to Shopify, Klaviyo, helping D2C brands or something. This is completely its own beast, and they seem to have some things still lacking on that side. If you're a telehealth brand looking for an agency or looking for a retention partner, lifecycle partner, you can click the first link in the description of this video, book an audit with me. With us, we can check how can we help you and then decide a personalized roadmap on that side. Anyway, back to the Row. I was able to find one single email from them, actually a couple of ones from Mild, which is this site where you can see different brands' emails. This is back from the time where they were still named Roman. So there's basically clear headline, obviously not the top of the fold CTA, so that's a little bit of a miss here. They should have a top of the fold CTA here somewhere or even here to have more clicks and more conversions. But they have, great segmentation with this testosterone supplement, and then there's Roman wipes. It's pretty clean design, but conversion optimization could be done better. But this is old email. I'm not gonna really go deep into that one. But yeah, like I said, can't really find anything from their current setup. They don't seem to have even the basic things in place like the abandonment flows or anything. But yeah, that's pretty much the overview of that. And so that was the Row funnel. If you're curious to see a breakdown of Keeps, the biggest hair loss brand in the world, you can click the video below or on screen right now, and I'll see you on that one. Bye.